I'm impressed.
A solid 1k gold lead, 6.5 minutes in. Still the Ursa at bottom of CS. Sort of like drawing with Slayton right now on the Ember Spirit. And seeing the techies is away, they're actually going to try and get aggressive onto the Doom. Iloc in danger right now, needs the techies, and there they are, blast off lands onto the two of them, the quick burst damage! It's an absolute disaster for EG, they both get annihilated. Iloc just baited them into their deaths.
Exactly, techies, he was not there. Let's go, but honestly, he just comes in, and this blast off now that stuns is great early on. It's way too much pressure. It's even more annoying than the silence. And this man, almost every single kill participation. He actually still has all kill participation, so doing really well on these techies.
Yeah, already, you know, angling himself to get the MVP. He's also pretty much halfway to his level 6 at just 7.5 minutes in for a support, which is absolutely nuts. So actually, they're going to keep going.
Oh
the Doom is on lock. That's still in level 4. The first rotation coming in from Slayton. Both of the Sablins die again. EG, this is just getting from bad to worse. Now 3,000 gold behind at 7.5 minutes in. And they might be looking to lose their tier 1 tower pretty early on if Thunder can keep this aggression going.
I don't think I've ever seen Pakaz die 4 times in 8 minutes. I don't think I've ever seen that before. You're just making sure his life is a hell right now.
Yeah. And it's like, so far the only people on EG not to die is Whisper and Matthew. They're just sat in the off lane like, guys, what the hell is going on? Stop feeding.
Stop losing all the lanes. Let us try to carry, please. But it has been hard. Doom got the Doom already. But this blast off, every single rotation is connecting. It is making sure that the disable plus damage is there. And just full success for these techies.
It's an absolute monster.
Trying
now
it again.
Nate's going to go again, yeah, because, alright, maybe they're not going to commit this time, but just making sure Pakaz is always in fear of this goddamn little dwarf flying in and blowing him up.
I think he should just leave top. I think this is the best course of action. He can't stay there, and he's already switching up his itemization. Going for the diffusal blade. Alright. Maybe he deals with everybody else and let the Shadow Fiend deal with the TB. Could be an option, but still, it's far from ideal.
It really is. He's on the long road to recovery to try and sort his own lane. Actually, Panda TB's in. They're trying to go for Iloc, but the immediate jump in from the techies, but C-Smile greets him there. They managed to try to turn the trap, but a false promise. MGZ as well as the Ember Spirit both getting involved right now. C-Smile in danger, only a couple of hits away from dying. He will fall, but the Raw lands from Whisper. They get the kill onto Slayton. That's a big target, but it's already been a 2-for-1 exchange. It looks like Thunder Awaken. They're going to back out before any more deaths are found.
I was thinking, no way, this is another great fight for Thunder. Not back to back to back to back. And yeah, they kind of get a rotation now. The off lane gets to carry for a little bit, right? As Whisper finally joins and helps his team, but this is still way too good because all of the time TB was just farming and they lost pretty much nothing.
Yeah, this is not good. There's more action happening back in the mid lane. Matthew dies. C-Smile maybe in some danger as well. But actually, Panda gets the freeze, trying to turn on towards the Ember Spirit. Slayton's in real danger right now. And another raise will put him in the grave. So finally, EG get a kill, which is actually favorable for them for the first time in 10.5 minutes.
Yes, and I was really thinking, just nice Fate's Edict. Maybe this Ember's going to get away, but no, he had no remnants left, couldn't get out, so they have to chill a little bit, right? Can't just go full Davai like that.
They gotta slow down a little bit. Yeah, up top, more action happening because it just does not stop in this lane. Looks like Matthew will die. The Doom was actually already committed on towards the Ursa, which didn't get the kill, but instead another blast off. Even the TB getting involved with his team just to secure the 3 kills, gets a double kill for his own efforts. And that's another death on the board for the Ursa. The tier 1 tower drops, and a pause already there from C-Smile. And okay, EG, they are not looking good right now. This is terrible.
They're crumbling right now, and this is by no any means expected, right? You're looking at the teams. Maybe the draft is decent by Thunder, but It's EG. No way they're gonna lose, right? But no,
Wow.
the stackies is just making plays all around the map. I told them to chill for a bit, and then suddenly they just got 3 kills plus a tower. Maybe Amber should chill, but the rest of the team, go ahead, boys. Just do what you want.
Yeah, chill is probably the last thing on their minds right now. They are just full throttle, endlessly running at EG, not allowing Picard to have any space whatsoever. And yeah, I mean, this TB's farm is just a million miles ahead of that of the Ursa. He's actually only, 400 gold off of being double the Ursa's net worth, which is absolutely insane. Like, what do EG have to do to try and turn this game around? It's just looking hopeless already.
Is definitely not by farming on the Ursa. Maybe fighting. I'm also not sure. Maybe wait for the BKB on the Shadow Fiend. Try to get kills with a roar. Maybe something like that. He marks back the Battle Fury, seeing that I'm not gonna get much out of a diffuser that is really late. So might as well go a late Battle Fury and try to come back. But by then, Doom's gonna have Pipe of Insight plus the Crimson Guard, something like that, and it's gonna be hard to connect with the damage. Going Battle Fury means you're gonna need at least plus 5-6 minutes of farm to get the BKB. And if he gets initiated by Doom, then BKB does nothing.
Yeah, it literally will do nothing. It's yeah, Picard's sort of stuck between a rock and a hard place with this build order. Just like you're saying, Diffusal Blade feels too late. Battle Fury also feels too late, but you're sort of damned you do, you're damned if you don't. And he's just sort of, he's going to go with the item which gives him the most amount of time to work with, or possibly. It depends if Thunder Awaken do eventually put a bit of pressure onto the brakes, but they're going for a 3-man smoke maneuver right now. Maybe trying to bait out the Ember Spirit as they CC Smile. Looking for the opportunity to jump on towards the Shadow Fiends. The smoke actually breaks there from the techies. Looks like the gank will be foiled. Instead, actually, never mind, it's not Slayham jumping in into the 3 of them. They get hit by the Roar, into the Requiem as well, but the false promise is there to negate a lot of the damage. Will he survive through all of this is another question altogether, but still the blast off lands there from the techies. Land onto 3 of them. Finally, the Ember Spirit does die. It's a 2-for-2 exchange, and Ilek is just desperately trying to run himself away right now. So at the end of the day, EG actually coming off with a favourable trade, getting the enemy mid laner, and only trading away 2 of their supports. So they're actually quite happy with that. I mean, that move alone just dropped the net worth difference by 2,000 gold.
As I said before, I think Ember has to chill. He's going way too far, and even with the false promise, he still died. Let Doom make the front line, something like that. Just don't go in like crazy. He just went between tier 1 and 2 and tried to make plays.
Probably feeling like they're maybe further ahead than they actually are. Slayton, obviously the least farmed core in the entire server, actually. Despite how OG have been beaten into, he is definitely lagging behind by a fair chunk. I mean, all he has is Phase Boots, which isn't really too great. Looks like EG, though, gathering on massive. 4 heroes in the mids. Are they going to attempt to push of their own, or is it just to deter Thunder Awakens away?
Definitely to deter. They don't want to give out this tower. Mid-low lane is still way too huge of a pressure in the map if you lose it. It's full access to both parts of the jungle, and then they're gonna just scatter even more around the map. And that is when Thunder Awaken has free pickings, right? Just always getting pick-offs and trying to extend the lead.
Looks like they were on the hunt then for Pakaz as well, who does manage to back out in time, avoiding that pretty much 4-man rotation coming in. And he is getting some space now, though, not a million miles away from that Battle Fury. 1,000 gold and have that online. So obviously not going to be the fastest on record, but it's not going to be awfully slow either.
No, I am surprised, actually, that Ember has lower net worth than him. Goes to show that he's going way too far right now. Those deaths, in my opinion, are unnecessary. And his games has been hard to recover, right? He had a bad matchup mid. They did well by rotating and killing SF, but he still died in the fights. So his team gets to be big, but he doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, you always got to have one sacrificial lamb. It's not everyone can have a great game, you know. You got to give the other team some chance. And clearly, EG, you know, they're the underdogs this series, so Thunder Awakens, you know, being nice on them.
sure. But they got
Still-
good ways to extend the map, right? They got caudal-based defense. Even if he get the shard at minute 20, he could help Ursa go around the map, right? Could be an option with the recall. Just making sure that Akaz get as much farm as possible. Doesn't die.
Definitely. Yeah, it feels like a lot of the pressure is on C-Smile to make that space for Bakaz to try and recover, because he's not doing too bad himself. Obviously, a few thousand gold ahead of the enemy mid laner, but still lagging behind that of the Terrorblade as well as the Doom. But it is just to be expected after the start they did have. And yeah, he's getting close to that BKB, 1,000 gold away from himself. That'll probably be the same time that Bakaz gets his Battle Fury complete. But yeah, speaking of Bakaz, he gets found. We'll manage to pop the Rage, the Doom lands, everything else on top of him. The rest of EG are TPing in, but it's just too little too late. They get the kill, but the Raw lands onto Slayham, trying to get this grab on towards the Ember Spirit. He actually gets pulled away there by the Wild Wing. Panda getting good duration off of the ultimate, but eventually the Crystal Maiden will die. So 2 people dead there for EG, still yet to find a single thing. It looks like Thunder Awaken going to be able to clear up this tier 1 for good measure. Nothing EG could do to stop this.
Nothing, and I thought Ember was going to be the trade again, but they got to save him. Nice Wild Wing push by the Doom. He has it consumed. And Ember's trying to get kills again. Now he gets to be a little bit ahead, so gets to pressure, but nobody bites. Gonna just take the tower and leave.
At the very least, C-Smile did just get the deny, so it's a very minor consolation prize, but at the end of the day, those tier 1 towers are more for space than actual gold. Oh, they were on the mids. The techies trying to make this move onto Bakaz, just delaying his retreat. Slayham getting involved. Enraged, still on cooldown for another 2 more seconds. Can he survive long enough to get it off? It looks like he will be able to. There it is, and will Thunder give up the chase? It looks like they have to, as the rest of EG are starting to turn up right now. A couple of spells being thrown from afar, but no one wants to fully commit. At the end of the day, it is just putting more pressure on Bakaz, saying, yeah, you're trying to farm here, but no, go away. Go hide in some corner of the map and get your farm elsewhere. But still, the rest of the players of this game are just all gathered up by this mid, expecting some fight to happen. But EG, they don't even have a tier 1 tower here, so it doesn't really feel like the best place to fight for them.
They just want to make sure that the waves cannot be pushed. Same thing, go farm around the map. Don't take our towers anymore. We're fine with losing a tier 1, but never a tier 2. And they smoked.
Looks like they're
gonna find
yeah, they're gonna
Oracle
find MJ said he's in real danger. Let's manage to trying to delay this as long as possible. EG are really having to work for this position 5, and they can't even get him. MJZ just breaking the smoke gank, allows them all to retreat. And actually, EG are going to stick around to try and get some D-wards down, but instead they just lose their own observer. And now, Panda will get caught trying to freeze up Eilik to retreat, but instead he's just going to carry on charging through. Panda dropping the ultimate, but actually the blast off from the techies into the back lines, getting the connection onto 2. But still no further follow-up there from Thunders to net those 2 extra kills. But it is just the CM to die at the end of the day. Still, Thunder Awaken holding on to this 5k gold lead, and it looks like Roshan is going to be the next target. They've only got a minute to kill it.
We got a minute, and they're trying to help the techies leave. He was getting focused by the Shadow Fiend, but now everybody's going to focus on Rosh. Still, like 1/4 of the meta is. I think it is enough time to get the Rosh, but no, they have to back. All right, EG is coming.
The EG did actually land the scan, and it actually ended before the TB left the pit. Well, so they don't find anybody here, but they are all still gathered up. We'll see if either squad wants to try actually take this fight. No Maj is saying they're into the hands of the TB, but it doesn't look like he cares. Nightman, he's just charging forwards right now. Does get a reflection onto C-Smiles. They have vision onto the main mid laner there. The blast off once again gets the connection raw onto Eilik, but it's just to allow EG to retreat. They do not want to take this fight, but C-Smile, he's just slowed to the end of the earth. Will pop his BKB, but the Doom puts it to an end. He's still trying to get himself away. Whipped and try to slow him down desperately. One final sleight of fist will bring the SF low. Panda once again, the poor old CM. Death number 10 for Panda.
It's death number 10 for the Crystal Maiden, and the Ursa, she didn't die last time, but she's 06, by the way. And this is a situation where you're kind of just baiting the SF BKB. You go in, you make sure you pressure him out, And if he presses it and tries to fight back, you just doom him. And who's gonna deal damage for EG? There's nobody else. Ursa is in no condition to fight. Still no BKB, so you only fear BSF really. If you deal with him, then you got a great team fight. You also get the tower later. Don't go straight up for the Roche, which is fine. They still want to farm. But next time, they'll have to face against the Ursa. Next time, Akaz is going to have his BKB, so we'll see a more complete EG. And maybe even turn the game, right? I
feel like
do want to know
they
how it
have to.
happens.
Yeah, if they take the fight after Kaz completes that BKB, then and they lose it, that will probably just be GG. I feel like they have to have a successful fight, but at the very least, because yeah, he is now the most farmed core on his team, and he's 3,000 gold still behind the Terrorblade, which is still quite a chunk for 21 minutes in, but he's getting there. He's actually turning into a hero again.
Yes,
so they're also going to try and go for the Tormentor,
and he does solo it. Now, getting close. Alright, got it. So pretty great, and it is the Crystal Maiden that get the shard. Meanwhile, on Thunder Awaken, they just ignore the Tormentor right now. Getting pretty close to the Doom network, right? And it is a Mightless Doom. Didn't go for it, he just wanted to build the auras and play really fast. It has been working, but does not scale as well as the precious Midas on the Zero.
Yeah, it's very true. It's just
all
two. Team fight orientated. They're going for it. Meta popped. EG coming in. What a whiff that this is going on. Smoke's here because Lina charge. Fresh BKB is ready. Let's see if they get a good jump. Roshan already down to pretty much half HP. They can't dawdle for too long. Instead, they can actually wrap around, try and get the best possible entry into this pit as they can. That's just going to hop over the wall. He's inside the pit right now. The right
trying to snipe the Roche.
Focusing on towards the Whisper. Meanwhile, everyone else is just dropping right now. Yeah, because focusing down to Roshan. Knight and him are going to contest who wins the right-clicking war. It actually goes into the hands of the Ursa. So EG, they've got a good fight here. Slame actually dies. The Fogler to Eilik. Thunder Awakens are crumbling right now. The TP is super low. He's getting slowed up there from the cold. This is absolute desperation place right now. Does manage to get the Sunder at the very least onto Pakaz. MJ said trying to TP out. It's not going to work, though, as he will get burst down. So 3 people gone for Thunder Awakens. They lose the Aegis. That is absolutely massive for EG. Exactly what they needed to balance this game out.
And all the advantage is gone. Poof. Just by one fight. And the decision-making of Pakaz, that is why this man is one of the best carries in the world. He just says, I am going for Roche. It is lower than half health, and I'm gonna just try to snipe it. They use the Primal Roar on the TB just to make sure that Ursa gets to click a lot on Roche, and after that, just free pickings again. But to the other side, and this is the biggest issue right now any team on SA has against EG. They just have a better read of the fights, like a way better read of the fights, and it makes a huge difference. Like even these games that look like it is a straight up loss, you just brought it back from the dead.
Yeah, it is a real amazing turnaround. Maybe this was their plan all along, They were like, yeah, let's make this interesting. Let's semi-throw the start of the game, make it feel like Thunder Awakens could take it, and then just rip the victory out from under them. And yeah, I mean, if that was their plan, that's a heartless tactic. But hey, it seemed to be working.
No, ain't no way. It is how they think, right? Let's make this interesting. All right, this is really boring. We're gonna stomp everybody, so let's make a game right here.
Definitely. I
Still,
mean, there's actually I was going to say, like, there's still 2 Wisdom runes actually on Thunder Awaken's side, just sat there. Like, no one has been there for such a long time. Like, Thunder Awakens has been all over EG for that long, but no one's gone through half of the map.
Yeah, TB is going there.
Will get it.
Let's see how much XP he gets. Probably a level, right? 2 Wisdom runes? Is he even gonna check?
He must. He has to, surely. Okay, now he sees it.
Oh my god,
yeah, full level.
Half.
Nice.
Pretty much a level, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty close now to his 18, 3 points into the Sunder then. Well, that even really changed the outcome of these fights that much, just having that level 3 Sunder. I feel like it's a minor sort of detail.
I'm not sure. But still, they bug fixed the Sunder, right? Something that was not mentioned. The debuff immune did not mean you were magic immune, so you could Sunder people for a while, and then they, alright, this is not right. We did fix it for the BKB, why not fix it now? So I'm not sure. He has to probably use it on the Beast, or the supports are never really close to the TV, so the Sunder could not help at all in the team fights.
Yeah, look at minor detail.
Sunder a teammate.
EG... Yeah, that's most of the time, you know. You see your position 5 nearby, yeah, I'll just take all their HP. They don't need it. They're going to die anyway, so I may as well put it to better use. But yeah, there's EG taking up another Tormentor. Now 3,000 gold in the lead right now, even taking their own tier 2. It's definitely the entire momentum of this game has just completely shifted. Like, even if we have a look at the win probability pop up on the screen, it is now 66% for the side of EG. And they were behind by a huge margin for a long time.
And for Thunder Awaken's sake, I hope they still win this game, because otherwise, how can you have a better beginning than that and still lose?
Yeah, that's... I feel like that's even more demoralizing than if you lost the early game and then you just lose the game, fine. But to basically crush the start of the game and then to still end up losing, that would just be such a massive slap in the face. But I mean, we're getting ahead of ourselves, right? It's not over yet. There's still plenty of time here for Thunder Awakens to make something happen. It looks like maybe they're thinking about it. 4 of them grouped up by their mids, but actually never mind. So they changed their minds, just want to split up. Maybe get some more farm on the go again. They waiting for any particular item before they go?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. They just used the full Aegis for pretty much a farm trade. Maybe, I don't know, something on this SF? Oh, really interesting, SF. Did Chris Luck not read the patch? I do not think Arcane Blink is pretty good anymore on Shadow Fiend. Doesn't help with the ultimate cast time, so... Not even the raises, too. It was really sad that Shadow Fiend lost it, and I don't think it was for granted, right? It was really, really good, and he was the only hero who used it, pretty much.
Yeah, literally the only one. I can't really think of any other heroes which benefit from that. Like,
a couple offlaners got it late, just to initiate better, right? Like, I saw some Centaurs, for example, but at the same time, overwhelming Blink is huge on that hero, so it was like a decision. But really, only Shadow Fiend got to do it because he wanted cast time. Well, it's not there anymore. He got a 7-second Blink cooldown, but it was way cooler when he could like triple raise out of nowhere, ultimate out of nowhere. It was really cool. I'm sad that we lost that.
Yeah, I was not. Remember, like on the patch where, like Abyssal Blade, you would use it on someone, you sort of like teleport on top of them, and then you'd have Arcane Blink as well. So you'd Arcane Blink in, Abyssal Blade, ultimate, Refresher Orb, Blink, Abyssal Blade, ultimate, and that's just immediately 2 people dead, and there's like not a single thing they could have done to stop it. It's absolutely stupid.
Now, I do think now it is kind of boring now. You don't really go magic damage anymore on SF, right? You just go for the physical. Still,
yeah, it's very rare to see that magic one.
We're gonna push right now, even though they do not have the Aegis. Ursa is not there. Could be an issue right now. And Thunder Awaken knows.
A couple of TPs in, and that's enough for EG to head on back. Or maybe it's a fake back actually. They've gone for a smoke. It looks like they've actually just drawn a line to run all the way up to the top, where maybe they expecting they could find a TB farming in the jungle, but pretty much everyone from Thunder Awakens is chilling on their side of the river. Not going to find anybody with this move. Maybe might try to jump on the Doom there, but they're happy to wait. I mean, this sort of downtime periods, which team do you think it's favoring right now? Because, like, is Thunder Awaken getting more out of this, like, time of nothing, or is EG getting something out of it?
We had Midas on Doom, and I could say that they are the team that benefits more, but right now it seems like the triple core of EG is getting way more out of the map. Even the Ursa is almost close to TB net worth right now.
Yeah, very close. I mean, yeah, he was behind by like 3,000 gold at one point, but actually jumped forward, so they got the Doom connection onto Seasmaster. Perfect target. He's been caught completely out of position right now. SF dead immediately. Now Thunder Awakens on the hunt. Panda looking for death number 11. And there it is. He is gone. 2 people down for the count there for EG. And now Thunder Awaken going to use this time to take down the tier 2. Maybe do the first high ground of the game.
Alright, they got the kill on the Shadow Fiend to start it. The Doom initiation is still huge. Doesn't matter who it is, or the Shadow Fiend or the Ursa, but this time they're gonna have to defend. Game's not over, and it's way more interesting right now.
Yeah, well, Kaz, they're just jumping in, trying to force the TB away. They quickly deal with the creeps. Got a decent amount of AoE damage to do it. And the tower survives with 20 HP. Even so, you know, Thunder Awaken definitely putting a bit of pressure right now. Saying, sure, you did turn the game around at one point, but you're not completely ahead. Now, probably Roshan number 2 is going to be the next major fight up in 1 minute's time.
And last Roche was like a miracle fight for EG. Let's see if they can pull it off twice in the game. But still, they got a way better chance of straight up fighting right now. Just probably do not focus the Ursa on TB, because he has Hurricane Pike and he's gonna just to be able to make sure the Ursa does not connect with his pressure. So kill the supports first. Now more than ever, this kill on the Oracle is important, and you have to make sure that none of your important targets get doomed.
This is the main key, making sure that everyone stays out of the Doom raid as much as possible. As EG, they just killed their 3rd Tormentor of the game, and it is literally just the SF who doesn't have an Aghanim Shard already, so even that is bumping up their net worth by a fair margin, just all of those free shards they've been able to pick up. And they're all smoked up. Roshan now respawned, which they do spot. Are they going to go for it?
Am I crazy, or SF sold his Arcane Blink?
I think he has. I think he must have realised that it got patched out.
It doesn't work, yeah. Live and learn.
Well, yeah, I mean, as a result, his net worth took a hit, but hey, he's still ahead of Slatum, so it's not too bad, I guess. Yeah, they're just going to huddle up around the Roche pit because it's in there. The rest of the team's going to stand sentry. Monster's being shot around from the techies, but still no real vision of the pit just yet.
Oh my god.
Who's going to commit for it? Small. This is down there. Aegis of Cheese picked up from Bakaz and Thunder Awaken. They're not backing off right now. The Raw will land actually onto MJ7, but still not much follow-up right now. So EG can't just burst the Oracle. Trying to focus on towards the TP, but Eilek trying to find a Doom target. But the Disco Ball is just causing havoc right now. No one can focus onto the right targets. Bakaz popping the Enrage, trying to go for the Ember Script. He zips away. There is going to be a wreck coming up. BKB pop from Eilek, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't do anything. The Lincoln's blocking out the Doom. The TP desperately trying to run away, but with the false promise, maybe he can stand his ground right now. Bakaz in danger with the right clicks coming in. Aegis has been used. The Doom bought back for this. So Thunder Awaken, do they carry on trying to fight? So the answer is no. EG, still 5 heroes alive. It doesn't look like anyone else is going to fall prey. So 2 people dead for Thunder, buyback on the Doom. But at the very least, they did take away the Aegis. So not a terrible loss, but still not ideal.
But for sure, it is great for EG. They make sure that Thunder do not get the Roche. They got a pretty good fight and also a good initiation, right? They got the Oracle, but Thunder Awaken got to kite for a little bit. And I think the fight starts now, at least the pressure, because they know that there's no meta. Might as well go in.
Why not? Just start putting all the pressure on them as they can. The tier 2 mid will be the target. There is still a glyph available for Thunder Awaken, so if EG try to pressure high ground, they can delay it by a small amount of time. How bad that they do try and go for it now. Actually, immediate jump on towards Bakaz, but the BKB is there. He's stand his ground. Eilek in danger. Able to just force staff him away. Looks like the fight will just get reset. A couple of BKBs pop from either side, but that's about it. Looks like EG, sorry, they'll just fall back.
So hard to go in, right? You can't just roar and think you're gonna get the kill, because there's also the false promise in the back, especially in the base, right? So You have to go way too deep, and it could be weird to get this fight. So you get to defend, and the game get extended one more time, but the win probability goes right now to EG side. All right.
Yeah, it's like it keeps like little humps and bumps here and there, but yeah, once again still in the favor of EG. And so, do both teams just now wait until Roshan number 3 and fight for that, or is either squad going to have to try and make something happen? Because I mean, sure, EG is ahead, but I mean, 7,000 gold at 36 minutes in, it's not awful.
It's definitely an interesting situation because Thunder wants to find the dual initiation around the map, and EG also wants to fight around the map because they can't penetrate the base defense of Thunder. So both teams want to fight, but both teams want to initiate too. It is interesting right now. The cat and mouse play,
like,
probably.
High ground defense is just insane for both squads. Got Beastmaster, Cole, and CM. And then you got that going up against Techies plus the Sly Fist or the Ember Spirit. Like, creeps just don't last any amount of time in these pushes. So, whichever team does go high ground, feels like you have to get a couple of hero kills beforehand.
Could get better, right? Ursa is still going for the Swift Blink, but has to get the Basher upgrade, the Abyssal Blade too. Still way too many items to get on EG side. SF, he's a sleeper, but he also does a lot of damage. And Doom, right? This hero is probably the king of late game right now. Still no Midas, so his farm is kind of slower than usual, but Devour makes it work. Eventually he's gonna get huge.
Yeah, it's definitely keeping him up there. Yeah, a couple of thousand gold ahead of his counterpart offlaner, but the real call to look at for net worth is still Slatum. He's actually got worse amount of gold than Matthew does right now.
Yes,
again, outdone by the enemy position before. That's never a great like highlight reel, you know. Don't show people that.
No, and Keeper of the Light, he's getting even closer to a Hex. It's gonna be huge for the initiations, especially on the Ember, right? Has only the status resistance of Kaya Punch to deal with it. No Lincolns. He could die.
Yeah, he very much can. It's not a great game either way. Actually, if you look at his score lines, for Kaz's score, it still looks awful. He's still only 0, 6, and 5. Like, looking at that,
I was gonna talk about it.
Is feeding.
I was talking about it when they got the first Roche fight. That it is a success, but if you look at Baka's kills or score, it is kind of bad, and it's still the same thing minutes later.
He's desperate. He's probably going to start flaming his team for stealing those kills, because imagine if he ends the game, they win, but he just has 0 kills the entire time. I could,
please do it. Please do it. Now that you say it, I want to see it.
I'm sure that's probably some sort of record. I don't know if that's... Do you think that's been done? Like a carry winning the game, but with 0 kills? It'd be very cool
I've seen that on AM, stuff like that. You know, the AM, they only splits, never fights, but that is pubs. In real games,
true,
competitive games, never.
Wouldn't see that, but it looks like actually EG gonna try and come up with the fight right now. Siu ends up getting jumped. Kaz focus onto the backlines. They've got the raw landing onto MGZ. The Oracle is just gone right now, but so is the CM as well as the Cole right now getting focused up, but still they are able to survive. Tons of damage being rolled out. So far, 2 for 1. Buyback from the Cole right now. Panda's going to end up dropping. Kaz focusing down on towards Eilic, bringing this Doom low. BKB not saving for those physical right clicks. Ceasefire also dropping, but now Knight in danger. He's in a 1 versus 3 situation. He does manage to get the Sunder off, but it doesn't matter. The Ursa Bear just shredding him to pieces. And Pakaz, he goes from 0 kills to 4 in 1 fight.
Yes, he heard us talking shit. Like, you did? Alright. Alright, my friends. Here we go. He gets the kill on the Oracle to begin with. That is the ideal scenario for EG. And after that, making sure that TB is the only one standing. And he's just dead. By himself, he's useless.
Yeah, it's just DD, bring down all the team and just deal with TB when he's on his own. He's an easy peasy target.
DD is gonna make quick work of these towers. There's no buyback, both on Ember and the Doom, and TB just do not want to spend gold on that. He wants to spend gold on items, so they're gonna lose maybe 1-2 sides.
Yeah, I think probably time to go for the bottom or top set for EG, depending on the one. Looks like Because will head towards the top there. 9 seconds for the Ember Spirit. Yeah, going to take quick work. Another glyph gets expended. They really want to try and keep these buildings alive for as long as possible. Ember Spirit's back up. Still no Doom or TB though. Can Thunder hold on to these buildings? But it looks like Because just focusing them down. Probably get the melee barracks and just back on out. Don't think he needs to be too greedy just for a range barracks. Actually, no, jumping in. Gets the stun there with the blast off, but still that it's in full retreat. Actually even gets the grab onto the Ursa with the Yules. Because is desperately trying to run himself away. Isaac now getting involved with the raw immediate turnaround with the disco ball. Nothing really Thunder Awaken can do to follow up. The Doom will now land on towards the Ursa. He needs help and he needs it now, but I don't think he's going to find it. He's just getting bullied down.
Oh my god.
Actually going to stand his ground. These right clicks just tearing the Doom to pieces.
Oh my.
Finding kills right now. Eventually he will fall. But my god, he made Thunder Awaken's work for that.
He got the Sanjin Yasha plus the Enraged Doom was like 5 seconds at most. So he got to still fight. And yeah, he almost took everyone out. This man, he is a beast. He starts 0-6, but he's already 5-7. Look at that.
Yeah, he's actually a carry.
He doesn't have buyback.
Oh, that's actually pretty big. 70 seconds. And Thunder Awaken do much with this. There is still a glyph available, but no tier 3. But they're not actually pushing. They've actually all just split up and decided to look for maybe try and get their next items aligned or something. Slayham actually finds the Beastmaster in the mid lane. Whisper, maybe just trying to cut the creep waves will cost him his own life. Just trying to waste as much time as possible there with the Raw. But yeah, fantastic read from the side of EG. Just cut all the creep waves so no push could be made.
Wow. Even if they wanted, no shot to push out the high ground. EG just knows how to proceed around the map. Even in lost games, as we were saying, these boys, there is a reason they're like top 3 teams in the world. You're one of the best.
Yeah, definitely showing it here. I mean, we'll just forget about the pretty terrible start they had, but 100% recovering and yeah, just amazing game sense. And now even if Thunder Awaken wanted to push with the creeps now in base, the Earth is up in 5 seconds time, so they completely lost it. Instead though, Roshan number 3 has now respawned, which did get scouted out there from MJZ.
Radiant side too.
It looks like maybe.
Let's go.
Yeah, they're going to go for it. BB's going immediately into the pit right now. I think EG probably have an inkling this is going on. Instead, Because is just going to kill the Tormentor, even though everybody has a shard, so that does literally nothing.
Gives them gold.
Oh well.
Pretty good amount.
That's a little bit of gold.
But still, losing Roche, especially Radiant side, and the third one means there's also like Axe Blasting goes to Slattum, so he comes back a little bit in the net worth department, but yeah, that is probably the best thing they could have got out of the map. They didn't get Rex. Probably even better than Rex in my opinion. It's 45 minutes, almost 45 minutes, so they can deal with super creeps pretty fine.
Yeah, that's very true. More space for them to work with right now, and I mean, is it down to them now to try and make a play happen while they have this Aegis, or do they have to just keep sort of playing on a defensive right now? Because EG just seems to be all over them, regardless of how they try and take these fights.
Yeah, that is the biggest question, and I am not even sure. They should. Honestly, they should, but it is a huge investment of time and a huge risk, right? You want to start the fight or a push at least with a pick off first, but EG has been giving none of them in the later parts of the map. If you look, the scoreboard, it still looks like a Thunder Awaken game, right? Almost double the kills, doing pretty well early on, but I don't know. Really feels like this Doom is not where he should be. It was really good getting the auras early on, but if that strategy doesn't work, if you don't end the game fast, then you kind of lack in the net worth. It could have been way more net worth than the TB, for example.
True. How do you feel about him not going for the Ags either? Because I feel like the Ags versus the Ursa would be amazing, because you just doom yourself, and then even if the Ursa gets his enraged off first, it doesn't matter, because the duration doesn't get reduced. But I don't know. What makes you think he didn't go for this item?
I don't know. Looking at it, it seems like the perfect opportunity. Probably the item slot could be the problem right now because he has to have the auras. He has to have BKB. Octarine Core is also important with the level 20 talent. So maybe it is a situation of just I do not have a slot, my friend. What can I do?
Yeah, it has
And
to
not
just wait
enough
for
gold to
the
get the
Axe
blessing too.
Yeah, he'll get there eventually. You know, if EG allows the game to go on that long, or if Thunder Awaken is trying to delay it for as long as possible, and then he will have that online eventually. Right now, but everyone else is pretty much lacking spaces. The TB obviously already buying his own Moonshard. Eating that, he's got the Butterfly in his back pocket. Probably just going to go for the Axe Blessing of his own, I would assume, next. Or actually, what do you think's better, the Axe Blessing or like a backpack refresher roll?
The Axe. But I think also the issue with you dooming yourself and getting close to Ursa is getting close to Ursa because he's gonna smack you down.
Very true. Very true. Yeah, it's never a nice thing to do. And
so you needed, for example, a halberd, right? Is also an item that is missing on Doom.
Yeah, like Halberd, fantastic versus both the Ursa and Sea Smile, like two heroes that don't like getting disarmed at all. So they're trying to do some sort of high ground push right now. But again, it's just high ground defense is so easy for either of these two teams. Creeps don't last a second. And no one really wants to just sit high ground on their own. They can again just get burst down. They just wait for the opportunity. Whoop! That was a very risky jump in from Slayer, but had to just rejoin the fight somehow. So another push coming through. Meta now been popped. See how much damage Thunder Awaken can do with this duration. Creep's obviously already been taken away. The Crimson Guard on the buildings trying to reduce as much of this damage as possible. Even still, the right click's coming in from Knight. Tier 3 is gone. Barracks are now exposed. Whisper's in, but he gets immediately silenced. So he can't actually get his roar off. Because also got Hex immediately. So as they're trying to disengage, the 5-man disco ball lands. Doom now on towards the Earth. We managed to get the BKB off as well as the Rage, I think, so it's not lasting long. Eilik just gets annihilated. Still trying to focus down for Kaz, but he will manage to retreat. Sea Smile with the Requiem. Going to be able to make a little bit of space for himself, but with the False Promise, actually, it immediately removes that fear. The Techie's jumping in with the blast off, making space, but all he does is die. Even the Ember Spirit getting focused down, and now the TB in a 1 versus 5. He's trying to survive, but his first life is gone. He's coming back in with no Meta, no Sunder, and no chance of surviving this.
I honestly think that is it. There's no buybacks. There's only buyback on Doom, and the damage in the structures of EG is big enough to end this game in 20 seconds at most. But this fight, Ursa got to kite. He got to press BKB and Enrage, as you said, when he got doomed. So they did nothing to stop Akash. This man is now positive on his frags. He is 877.
Right.
I wish it was a 777, right? It would have been even better. But yeah, you're gonna get this game. You think going for the Megas first? Alright.
Alright, just for style points. Maybe they thought everyone on the side of Thunder might have buyback perhaps. They didn't want to risk it, but even still, Doom now respawning, Techie's up in 10, but I don't think there's a single thing those three heroes can do, as already the Ancient is getting beaten into right now. It looks like actually EG, they just want some more kills before the end. Even with some mass tips on towards MGZ, and there is the GG call. Thunder Awakens tap out, and EG take game number 1 of this best of 3 series.
And I honestly can't believe it. Can't believe Thunder's getting out of this game with a loss. This is a huge comeback by EG, and especially by Pakaz, right? This guy got dumpstered in the early game, absolutely demolished, but still got to carry his team. When he got a kill, he got 4 at the same time. Like, I don't work with a little bit, I only do a lot, and he gets a no-trick kill, making sure he gets the farm slowly but surely and get this game back. This was amazing to see. And for Thunder Awaken, right now, I'm already asking the panel because I do want to know what else can you do in the early game. You demolish Pakaz, you get a good safe lane at Trey Farm, and you also gank C Smile, right? They did everything they could, but they still lose. Like, how do you go to
Yeah.
the next match?
It was literally the one turning point, like you were saying earlier on, was that one Roche, that first Roche where
Yes.
Picard managed to get in, and they just took that somehow, and the game from there on was just all EG. But yeah, like we were saying earlier, Thunder Awaken, it feels even worse because they were just so close to that victory. But obviously, that's just Game of the World, guys. We will pass it back over to the panel with Lil, Wingblade, and Ace.
I don't know if we have an answer for you, Mello. I'm simply amazed by how this game didn't end 30 minutes ago. What a disaster for Thunder Awaken. I cannot imagine how tough it is to lose an advantage like that, Ace.
Feels very rough, to be honest. I mean, it's the story of pretty much every team playing against EG when you are ahead on the lane stage. They just don't manage to keep this advantage. EG always find a way to come back. It's insane.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's one of the things that makes EG so terrifying. We saw it yesterday with Balrogs winning the early game, and now with Thunder Awaken looking just incredibly strong in the early game, in the early mid game, and then you make one mistake, you slip up for a single moment, and suddenly Pakaz is on top again. They have an Aegis, and they just somehow manage to win a fight. Just a combination of having such a strong win condition, a strong game plan, and insane team fight coordination and map reads. Just EG seems to be on another level, and even when they look vulnerable, they still win.
Yeah, if you don't straight up lose after that better of a start, I don't know what you do. EG, they're just looking too strong. Of course, it's Thunder Awaken's merit for playing that good on the early stage. But what else can they do? I think Mello has a point. Like, how do you come back for game number 2?
I think it all started when Thunder decided to go Roche with this lineup. This is not a fast Roche taking lineup. I think they could just bait the Roche, go back and smoke, try to fight. But EG, if you are challenging EG on a team fight, they are probably the best on the region. So we are just looking at it, how the fight went. Pakaz just really turned his hat backwards this game, like Ash. He just played amazing. I don't know. I think they should never try to go Roche like this.
We have to give some credit to Panda as well, because I'm not sure if you guys noticed in the last fight, but he got like a, I don't know, 6 or 7 second ulti off on like 3 heroes, slowing down everyone and dealing a ton of damage. I mean, he died a lot. Just look at his score, but I feel like he played really well. He did exactly what he had to do. He was like the proper sacrificial 5.
You gotta sacrifice yourself if you're playing behind that much. Like, someone's gotta die, and it's usually the support's role.
I think we need to highlight
They should
something
remove
as well. C-Smile, he's either a genius or he just doesn't read the patch notes, as Mel said. Yes, he had their Arcane Blink he was showing on the map with that item. But on the Roche fight, when Pakaz had his BKB and they went to the fight, he had the Lincolns finished. And Doom got... that was a surprise. He just doomed the Lincolns, making Doom waste his ultimate. And then EG was turning the fight very, very easily with Pakaz frontlining. That man, I don't know, he makes the most successful plays sometimes, but he makes some good memes as well.
Yeah. I saw the Arcane Blink and I was like, okay. I mean, the 7-second blink is very good for farming. Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
If you calculate the movement speed that you get from it, it's really good. And then we saw him blink into a creep wave and he raises twice, and it's like, that took a while.
It was like,
And then a few minutes
something's
later, it's
wrong.
gone.
Broken?
My item's broken, everyone.
He's a genius. He baited.
Yeah, of course. He just taught us a lesson, you know? He's like, kids, please read the patch notes next time. And I'm sure they must be flaming him for, of course, on a mocking way. But the EG team must be like, yo, Chris, come on, please, bro. Don't do us like that. It's gonna be interesting to see how they come back for game number 2, because the pressure now is on Thunder, right?
Yeah, for sure. I think they have a very good plan on how to play the lanes, but I'm not sure if the techies will survive on the first phase of the bans, because Knight played very, very well during the laning stage. But I think if Thunder gets ahead on the laning phase, again, they need to be very cautious when they're trying to go. Just maybe they don't go rush. I don't know. Wait for EG to do something and try to answer. I'm not sure how do they play the after laning stage. We'll see.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hard one for sure. I think the mental struggle is the hardest part right now. I imagine them building up such a good lead early on and having to reset and be like, yeah, game number 1 didn't happen, guys. It's okay. Let's go to game number 2. Like, it's gonna be a hard one, of course. And we are gonna have a quick break, and we'll be back soon with game number 2. And let's see if they can do it. Let's see if we have a tie. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting ready for game number 2 between Evil Genesis and Thunder Awaken. Ace, it's fair to assume Thunder's loss wasn't draft related. You think they gotta change up anything here?
I think they need a backup plan for the techies, because I don't know if the hero survives first phase. But if Thunder takes only the first 20 minutes of the game, draft-wise, they were very good. But if they're planning to take some objectives and control some areas of the map and use the Aegis, they need a better lineup to attacking Roche. Especially if you're facing Beastmaster with the Hawk Vision, if you're facing these heroes that can just wrap around and find the backline as well. But I don't know. I think the draft from Thunder was very good on the first game. I think they just need to make it work better on the mid game.
You think they're gonna try and go for the same strategy, Wingblade?
EG or
Thunder.
Thunder. I mean, it's hard to say because they did look the most promising so far against EG, but it's gotta feel bad. So I think they're gonna change something up. And I really hope they ban the Beastmaster because I feel like that is one of the reasons why EG is just so hard to play against. Because they just have so much vision on the map and it gives them so much space to make these calculated trades. Because they have so much information, right? If you take away some of that information, maybe you can force them to make mistakes. But like we said in the draft and before, if you just play a basic game of Dota where both teams just have 5 standard heroes and try to get the most out of the map, EG is gonna win like in 99 out of 100 games. So they need to take that away.
Yeah, they gotta do something to take that away for sure. You mentioned the backup plan, Ace. You agree with Wingblade that banning the Beastmaster may be a good strategy for Thunder?
If they don't ban the Beastmaster, I think they should make a good lane against the hero. Maybe ban the Keeper of the Light and pressure Whisper, because we had that spam lane, a lot of access, a lot of Illuminate going, and never a Q threat from Thunder on that lane. And Whisper had a very good for 10 minutes, first 10 minutes, because he got to farm Ancients, he gave a lot of vision to Pakas to recover his game. So if they're not banning the Beastmaster, they should make a lane that can punish Whisper during the laning stage. But I think the better call is just to ban the hero.
And what about the EG strategy here? Because we mentioned Thunder, of course, because the pressure is on them. But do you think EG is any scared of this Thunder Awaken? Do you think the early game maybe is on the back of their minds?
5 seconds remaining. Thunder
EG has first pick here, so they gotta change some things. Having first pick, I think it's easier for them because they are not banning Alk or Duza now. They are banning the Doom. So I think it's on Thunder's side to have a plan here, to have an answer.
Yeah, so if they don't ban Dusa or Beastmaster, they get one of the two. And I wouldn't want to give either one to EG, so I'm already scared for Thunder.
And teams are really scared of the EG's Bounty Hunter. They're not letting it through.
The nerfs were not enough to make this hero just weak. The heroes is still very good. Both Alchemist and Duza not banned on the first phase. EG gotta pick one of these, or the Beastmaster, because are gonna ban?
Yeah, there's Beastmaster, there's Keeper of the Light that's still available.
I would probably still just pick the Beastmaster here. And then Thunder is gonna pick up either Dusa or Alchemist, and you just pick the other one.
Thunder Awakens. Turn to
Fair enough.
Go
If they
for
actually go for this.
Maybe Thunder goes for the Keeper of the Light Medusa?
Can even go to Keeper
it's
Storm
decent.
as well.
Yeah, Keeper Storm.
10 seconds remaining.
They like to pick
I like
Solarim's
getting
hero
Storm
first.
against.
5 seconds remaining.
I like getting Storm against Beast, but I feel like then you just open yourself up to such a terrifying like timing push. with all the aura items just at 25-30 minutes before Storm is really ready to fight. And now with the Alchemist as well. EG, are they just gonna pick up DOTA? It looks very good here. It's great against Skyrat, it's decent against Alchemist. It seems so
They can
tempting, but
protect.
maybe we might get the answer here if something has changed since yesterday. Because if they don't pick it up, yeah, okay. So new meta. It's a new patch. No more DOTA, we're done. This chapter is done.
Finally, we feel the patch.
We feel the patch. We just get the second and third most popular carry instead of the first one. It's great.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
2 TBs in a row.
Thunder
Yeah, TB is very popular.
Turn to ban.
So we see
Yeah,
the
we
Ember
need the
ban.
Ember.
Some respect coming out.
Yeah, the interesting part for me is Thunder Awaken on last tour, before Alchemist got all the raise
5 seconds
on a
remaining.
young way to say it.
Turn to ban.
They did the Alchemist on the offlane, like still on last patch.
To ban.
So I wonder if
Thunder?
if that's Thunder Awaken. They did the Illich Alchemist. So I wonder if that's still a viable strategy for them.
I don't know
Would
if
be
it's
cool.
good against
I would love to
TB
see
though.
it.
On the lane, high armor hero. Maybe with the Skywrath, with a lot of with the magic damage, maybe that works. That would
I
be
think
interesting to
you-
watch.
I think you probably want to get a hero that can buy a Crimson Guard against Beast and TB. You can buy it on Alchemist, but it feels a bit strange, maybe.
Yeah,
Evil genius
it feels strange.
turn
It,
to
it,
ban.
it does feel strange. But I don't know how viable it is in your opinion, Wingblade. But maybe you go for sort of a DP on the mid lane that can build those aura items.
That's an option as well. But I feel like it's a worse option than just getting a classic offlaner and a more meta mid hero that can be a bit more flashy, create a bit more space.
Yeah. We'll get to see if the Underlord is still very strong, because that might be an option here for Thunder. Also,
I was thinking that
Crimson
too.
carry. CM against Beast.
Does EG play Tekis? I don't think I've ever seen them play it.
I'm pretty sure Matthew can play the hero. Not sure if they want to. They used to play Snapfire with the Beast as well. They don't have Coddle and they don't have Rubik.
Okay, this is something. Usually you see a Clockwork paired with some kind of ranged hero, either as a 5 or a 4, but both the 1 and the 3 are melee, so this is gonna be a bit of a strange lane, perhaps. I guess Beast plus Clockwork isn't too bad against an Alchemist, because you can keep him in the cogs and just keep slowing him down, but it still feels a little bit strange. I don't think EG would have done this if they weren't leading 1-0 right now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Have some
But with
room
this-
for experimenting.
Not having this slow on the Rock Flare, maybe they can close the gap to the CM, maybe some kill threat on the lane. That can help. That's going to be 4th position Clockwork. The classic silencer from Panda.
He loves it. So now Thunder just picked the carry here, knowing the matchup.
5 seconds remaining.
I guess.
Or if you don't want to put the Alchemist there, you can just leave it there and pick the mid laner as well.
I'm just think I don't think there are a lot of heroes that would do that much better than Alchemist.
As a carry, right?
Yeah.
It is an
I would
okay
expect
lane.
to
Yeah.
see an offlaner.
What about the good old PL here? Great against the Beastmaster on the lane, great against the Terrorblade. Is the hero not strong enough at the moment?
I think in this game they would just get pushed down really fast. Because Alchemist needs
I
a bit of
see.
time to come online. PL is strong in this game if it would get late. And I'm worried about the same thing with Naga. Because if I look at this EG lineup, once they get 2 aura items on the beast, they can just hit towers. And what is Thunder gonna do? Because both their supports are like paper, and they're just gonna
10
melt.
seconds
Naga isn't gonna be
remaining.
ready to fight until 30. And now you have an Alchemist who's like
5 seconds
not gonna
remaining.
dominate the lane. So he's gonna need some time to catch back up as well. No matter what happens here, I feel like there is a lot of weight on the shoulders of Sladam.
That might be mid Alchemist, right? Played like 9 plays on Thunder, rotating a lot behind the bottle, getting kills on the map with the help of the sky.
Yeah, I actually don't mind that too much.
Thunder
I haven't seen him
Awaken's turn to
play it,
ban.
but I'm sure he can do it.
Conca
the
ban.
Conca?
Ban.
Genius's turn to ban.
They're not buying mid Alchemist.
We see the Leshrac ban for Thunder. Makes a lot of sense because that would amplify the pushing potential and the mid-game timing even more. Like we see
10
Quinn play a lot of
seconds remaining.
Leshrac and it's terrifying.
Yeah.
5 seconds.
Yesterday, we
Awaken's
saw
turn to
Gunnar
ban.
playing Timber mid against Bait. Is Thunder afraid of this hero here? Not sure if Sismail plays it, but Whisper really likes the Timber. I can work against the Naga and the Alchemist.
10 seconds remaining.
But that means Beastmaster
think it
should
can
be
work.
played mid.
5 seconds remaining.
I feel
I'd
like
rather
with
see
this
the
EG
Timber
lineup, they already look super solid. So if they pick another hero just does well with some kind of timing in the mid game, they're just gonna have a great draft
Genius's
overall.
turn to pick.
I think Thunder Awaken's worried about delaying the game wing blade. You said you mentioned you gotta watch out for the EG push with the auto items. So you think they need that kind of a hero, the Underlord that they banned, of course, but something like that. Would you like to see it?
I think they just need a playmaker because if EG arrives safely with 5 heroes and their aura items online at your towers, they're just gonna melt and you're not gonna be able to fight. So you need a hero that can either like cut waves or find pickoffs. Maybe something like a Puck would do really well. Not because they're suddenly gonna be able to win fights, but because they can delay EG from getting to the advantageous position in the first place.
If you put the Alchemist
get to
mid, do you think
choose-
do you think something like a Legion offlane would work for Thunder?
I think it could work. It's risky though, because if you lose that lane, you have nothing. If Legion gets
Yeah.
behind, even with the Skyrat, they're not going to be able to win duels. So I wouldn't risk it.
Also,
CEG
the
taking their time.
Thunder Awaken's
Yeah,
turn
there's the
to
Snapfire Ace.
Oh.
Far.
yeah from Sismail, right? Yeah, Snapfire from Sismail gives a lot of potential. They
classic.
now have 2 ways to start a fight with the gobble up and the hook shot. They also have the
remaining.
global silence to follow up.
Mm-hmm.
I think they are very well
Seconds remaining.
set with these heroes.
And very good at clearing the illusions as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this hero is perfect. Because all Snapfire needs is like potential BOTs and a BKB. And then she's all set to fight. If she gets an Aghanim's, that's great. Or she transitions in the late game to more of a core, that's totally fine. But if you just have the BKB, you're gonna be the strongest hero in the game. So Thunder sweating right now, looking at their draft notes, being like, oh heck, what are we gonna do?
Not sure if there's an offlane hero here that can pressure this TB with the Skywrath.
Seems
Only
odd.
Beast was in the pool.
Wait.
Choose your hero.
CK.
Wait. Is it an
I'm
offlane
curious.
CK?
Slightly confusing.
Yeah, I'm confused as well.
Oh, okay. I would love some spoilers from our casters, so we can know what we're looking at. I think it is an offlane CK, right?
I mean, we spoke about Thunder having to maybe play it a bit differently and confusing EG, and we're confused, so we can only assume that EG is also a bit confused. That's a good sign.
We got the confirmation, boys. It is an offlane CK. Damn. Okay.
Thinking hero got buffed. Little buffs,
Wingblade is lost.
not great buffs. I don't know. Maybe they think that they can pressure the TB with CK Sky.
You think
We'll
it's more
see.
of a laning phase strategy, or do you think the Aghanims or something is gonna help them on the mid game?
I don't know. Maybe he wants to buy eggs and get a lot of Elos to fight the TB. I'm confused.
Yeah, me too. I think it's just gonna be a clean 2-0 for EG. This lineup just looks way too good.
Yeah.
How about you, Ace?
Maybe this game. I think this is going to be a fast one, unless Thunder knows something we don't with this CK hero. We'll see.
Hopefully they do. Hopefully they do know something we don't, because it is looking odd. But for that one, please take it away once again, Blue Scale and Mallow.
Thank you very much there, guys. And yeah, we are eager to see how this one goes down. The CK last pick to go into the off lane. Definitely an interesting choice there. This is going to be mass illusions to try and overpower EG, perhaps. Yeah, it's an odd one. How are you feeling about it, Melo?
Well, I'm also unsure about what they're doing, but hear me out. You get Ags, and you get BKB, and suddenly you counter the global silence. It is a 8k gold difference that you can make for your team, right? Because Phantasma applies basic dispel, and you're gonna apply to everyone. But jokes aside, I do think it is a decent way to pressure the TB early on. The Chaos Bolt minimal damage got buffed. This hero fights really well early, and of course, pulling up with a Skywrath Mage, maybe they can zone out the TB and make sure Wakaz lives a live in hell early on again, right?
Yeah,
Problem
again,
is,
surely
don't
you
let
can't
him
have
come
any
back.
worse of a time.
Yeah, don't let
That's
him
the
come
main
back.
thing. Like, I'm sure if he has anything less than 6 deaths after the laning phase, Picasso's going to be happy, even if he just gets 5. But yeah, it's I quite like that idea actually. Going for the just literally getting your Ags to purge away the global silence from the rest of your team. Just feels like a 3.5 support in a way, but it's an interesting strategy that could potentially work. We'll see if maybe that's what's going to happen right now. Actually, already down bottom, Matthew is still hanging about. Maybe they were trying to go for a little 3-man aggressive move, but he does get found out and he has to just get back to his own lane.
Yeah, but I am interested to see how much they're gonna pressure Wakaz again. And same thing could be said about the Naga, right? He's gonna face the Beastmaster spam of Axis. Matthew is gonna try to help with even the better Yasel. He doesn't care, but maybe a couple levels in the Rocket Flare early on. Just something to deal with the Naga illusions and stop Knight from farming early on.
Yeah, hinder the Nagas game as much as possible. But it definitely feels like, I don't know, I feel like they can't do as much pressure onto because this time around. Actually, up top, Matthew attempting to do a bit of aggressive play with the battery assault, but probably took a bit more damage than he was expecting there, and does just have to run away. It's not quite as easy just to run into people this time round. But yeah, like, because surely versus CK and Skywrath does sound bad, but it can't be any worse. Surely not. Well, actually, Going for the meta usage. A lot of damage getting piled onto the Skywrath right there. Just able to get by the tower, ticking
It's
down.
dead.
And it will be enough. Arcane Curse gets it, and Panda with the first blood. I think fortunately enough, though, for the Skywrath, he died out of the range to lose his intelligence, which is, you know, it's a little consolation prize.
Do you want to know what else you're going to be able to do, especially now that TB has meta? Probably nothing, and still, this is a way too greedy of a lineup in Thunder Awaken. You have to... Wow! Look out for Alchemist. He has a Meteor Hammer in his quick buy. Alright.
Oh!
Seeing something new, boys.
That is definitely
one?
new. So he's just going to
I've
go
never seen.
pure push. I
wants a-
suppose... Yeah,
know,
just
maybe a
trying to make
follow-up for
space,
the
I guess, for the
concoction?
Nog and the CK. Yeah? Yeah, just go pure disable and go in the game that way. Yeah, that bot lane is actually the Skywrath there that gets a solo kill onto Panda. A little bit of revenge after that first blood. And now, Guards in a 1 versus 2. They're going to try and go for this little extra bit of aggression. But still not enough damage to really threaten him so close to the tier 1. Guards will be okay, but it's good damage at the end of the day. It will require some regen from Panda. Pretty damn low.
I'm really interested in the Alchemist game right now. He has to fight, right? He has 2 greedy cores already, and he himself is one of them. So somebody has to make space, and if you try to fight only with 3 heroes all the time, it's probably not going to work, especially because EG is going to come up with 4 heroes for sure.
Yeah. Do you think maybe, like, it was like a desperate way to try and fix their draft? Like, they didn't want to have the Alchemist as the carry anymore, so... And it sort of forced them to put it into this awkward mid laner role. Like, it does feel like it's very last minute plan adjustment.
I do think it is fine to change the Alchemist position. He is a pretty versatile hero right now, but I was thinking that he was gonna rotate to a support, right? Not to a mid laner.
But Kaz's first death on the board. He does get brought down. Not as bad as last time. Takes 4 minutes this time around to eventually hit the dirt, but it has happened. I'm sure he's going to try his best to make sure it doesn't happen anymore.
Yes,
But
please.
not going to be easy.
Still, they also pressuring Matthew top lane.
Top, actually. Yeah, he's looking like a goner. Oh, MJ said actually gets the final hit. Knight was like trying to work around the side of the cogs to get the final hit, but no. Position 5, you know, it's lane tax. You know, I'm your support, I'm not getting any creeps. I want some money out of this damn lane. Even gonna apply a bit of pressure onto Whisper for good measure.
Naga is getting to farm really well, but the same could be said about Whisper. He's doing well too. Also, getting close already has Ring of Health, bringing up his boots, and he's gonna go for the Arcane first.
Yeah, just pretty much just a lane farm trade here. Not really much aggression coming out, apart from the Matthew who seems to be getting beaten around a fair amount. Even just cogging up MJZ right now, just trading away against the CM, but not really good enough to threaten a life whatsoever. Or is it actually Axes? Do land from afar. MJZ's getting very low. With the illusions getting involved, looks like we'll be fine. But not fine for long. This Matthew gets hit from the net, actually cogs himself in with the Naga Siren, and death number 3 is on the board there. Oh, death number 2. Getting ahead of myself.
Tell me someone saw that.
It was a really good positioning by Naga, just getting close because he knows the cog is coming, and then he's stuck with the wrong person.
Yeah.
So the farm is coming up
Sometimes
pretty
happen.
great for EG.
Yeah, all 3 cores at the top of the CS chart. And look at the amount of denies that C-Smile has. 19 denies versus an Alchemist. Really hindering the amount of farm he's able to get. But actually, speaking of C-Smile, in danger right now. The rotation coming in from the Skywrath. They land the concoction. But just now they're going to try and turn this around. Cook up to the high ground. C-Smile might be able to get himself away. He turns around with the Mortimer's Kisses, but the acid spray actually kills him before he dies. So at least Slatum does get the experience there. Not quite the way how they wanted it to go, but actually doesn't look like Matthew's done yet. Gonna try and go for this extra grab on towards the Skywrath, but not much resources from either side right now. Looks like the Sky would be able to run away. The Curse ticking him down. Okay, the 6. Keep him alive.
This was kind of weird. I do think that Kree's luck could have just went back a little bit further and then ulti. But he wanted to trade the kill
Yeah.
as fast as possible and die to the acid spray. He didn't. He was fine. And this is just how he is, right? This is a really aggressive player, and he wants to make the plays, right?
Yeah, just glass cannon mode, doesn't care if he dies. As long as if someone else is dropping, it's all fine for him.
Dire's middle
But
tower
the
is
7-minute
Dire
Wisdom Rune spawn, and Matthew successfully does steal the one away from Thunder Awakens there. As long as if they can take up the roam, we'll already start off with a nice sizable XP lead.
Yes, this is huge. This is something that should always be prioritized by both teams. And looking at Whisper, maybe he drops. No, Primal Roar.
And
Is he gonna
Danger
turn
will
on CM?
give up right now.
No.
I'm gonna try to. Looks like actually down bottom. That's where the death is found. Eilik goes down. 3 heroes of EG just collapse onto the Chaos Knight, and he can't survive. But definitely EG coming out on top quite nicely here in this game number 2. 3 for 5 is the score line. Still only a less than 1k gold advantage, but in terms of momentum, definitely feels like they are just that little bit ahead. And when we're talking about the Wisdom Runes, I think the statistic from the major was if one team got the first 2 Wisdom Runes, it was like a 69% win rate or something
Yeah,
like
almost
that.
70.
Getting those 2 runes.
And it is huge.
That's how-
Especially
It is.
now, right? Before it went to only 1 hero, now it is to 2. So you're gonna always help your lowest support, and if the lower supports get it, then suddenly both your supports got a lot of XP for free.
Matthew in danger right now. Just trying to force him away. But there was C-Smell towards Matthew managing to steal away. I think it was a triple stack,
Small
maybe a quad
stack.
stack in the Dark Triangle. Do get that. They also did spot the Ancient stack going down, but they didn't quite find the opportunity to steal that one away. I'm sure that's on the cards though. Meanwhile, Slatum's there with the concoction, lands onto Panther, a good cookie actually from Seasol. Now with the Warmest Kisses raining in, going to force the Alchemist to disengage. Trying to dodge out a lot of those globs. Meanwhile, they're focusing onto Panda there with the 2 supports. Silence are getting low. Looks like they will be able to retreat. MJ said, though, not going to be so fortunate. The CM is the casualty. Just like game number 1, man. Crystal Maiden, they always die.
And they're fine with it, honestly. The biggest issue is not getting a trade. Now they're gonna try again. Maybe Smile gets to live.
I suppose.
And this Alchemist is not doing anything. At least it feels like.
No, he's got, how long's he had this hammer for? I'm not sure. I mean, this is
Right
the
now,
first
it
usage.
just came. Yeah, it just came.
Oh, it's literally, okay. So, what, a 10-minute Meteor Hammer for an Alchemist? That's not really that great, to
Good.
be honest. I've seen normal heroes get it a lot faster than that.
Not great at all. And he's gonna get pressure in the rune. Is he
Global
dead?
Silence, gonna try and lock him down. Locked in place. MJZ is here, but what can the CM do but watch? C-Smile comes in there with the cookie, just to secure the kill at the very end. Actually, even Pakaz getting involved here with the Meta usage. CM's trying to run herself away, but too damn slow and too much damage. They will fall.
top tower
And with the catapult wave here, this tier 1 tower is not long for this world. Meanwhile, up top, it looks like they're actually trying to make a counter move, Thunder Awakens, towards Whisper, but he just roars and walks away. It's fine.
Yes, they get nothing. Still gonna lose the tower. It is a really early rotation by TB with his meta. Really feels like we're watching Gaming Gladiators right now. They're the ones that love doing these pressure plays with the TB meta early on. I do like it, and more teams are picking it up.
Yeah, I mean, to see how effective Gaming Gladiators were with that hero, and you know, it's good that other teams. Sometimes there's a bit of ego involved, and you know, someone might not want to do the same strategy because then it feels like you're copying someone else. But if it works, and you'd be foolish not to copy it in a way.
Yes. I do think it is a weird mindset that honestly a lot of people have. More people than you'd think. But you have to. You get the right parts of what people are doing, right?
Yeah, it's how the whole meta evolves.
You don't copy the mistakes, you copy what they're doing right.
Yeah, and it's very true. And it looks like this tier 1 bottom will eventually fall down here. There's no one from EG wants to defend it. Slatum trying to get some good use out of this Meteor Hammer, but I don't think they even really need this time to bring this tower down. It would have fallen either way.
You know what
So
I'd like way more?
Wait, go on, yeah.
Medallion. I think it would have been way better. You could help with more damage in the concoctions. A Solar Crest would have been great for the CK, for the Naga. I don't know. I'm still to see the effect of this Meteor Hammer. Besides, of course, hitting the towers. That is great, but we'll see now. Maybe the fight's going on.
Yeah, trying to go on towards Ilek right now. Trapped inside the cogs with the Mormon's Kisses. But actually, the Mormons get interrupted right now. Seasmile with the cookie down to low ground. The Global Silence making some good space. It looks like Whisper will commit the roar for the poor old CM. And they will fall. It's 2 quick kills there for EG once more. And it looks like they're not done yet. They're going to try and snatch away this quad Ancient stack.
Ooh,
I don't think there's
this
any
is
way
huge.
that Thunder Awaken can stop this one.
You need to bring the Naga, and they're not gonna do it. It's way too much of a risk, so they're gonna lose the stacks, and this is a huge blow. Not only do they lose the money, but also the 30% experience for the stacker, right?
That's
It is
very
great.
true, yeah. That is a massive part of it now. I love that. It's like, I've been playing my pubs, I make a load of stacks, I run off somewhere else, and then a few minutes later I go up a level. I'm like, whoa, what the hell just happened there? But it's nice. But meanwhile, it looks like the action just doesn't stop as the Skywrath gets caught once more. A few just getting him in with the cogs. So they're playing onto Matthew, but what really can they do? This Alchemist has nothing. It's phase boots, Meteor Hammer still. Oh, TPing to bottom with Concoction, but doesn't do anything. Oh,
Yeah,
great.
CK
Okay,
was
Slatum
trying
is-
to get the TB bottom. That's why he tried, but he didn't get it, so might as well not TP, right?
That's
He's
true.
gonna get caught.
I mean, maybe he should have completed TP because he wouldn't have been here right now. Because he is just gone. 3rd death on the board for him. And yeah, this is very sad. But at least he has more farm than his offlaner, right? But that being said, for an Alchemist, it's just even
Yes.
worse. And,
That just means there's 2 poor heroes right now, not that he's
Yeah.
having a great time.
Oh man. So they went from game number 1 having an absolutely insane start. They crushed EG, but they still end up losing. Maybe this is how they win. They have an awful start themselves, and then they're the ones that come
Yes.
back. And that's the big brain plays.
Maybe, and they are to come back. They are gonna bank on this huge Naga, but CK, he's dead, my friends.
There he is. Nearly gets the trade with Matthew, but still not quite able to bring him down. But yeah, like I was saying, just banking everything on this Naga Siren, who is at the very least at top of net worth, but only barely. Like, Bakaz is right on their heels. Got the Manta online with power treads and just going straight in now for the Heart of Tarask. So a pretty standard Naga Siren build here, but it
Yeah.
just sort of needs to do the standard things. Not really any other way to experiment right now. Meanwhile, the CM's dead again. How's that?
Yeah, I was thinking about getting the early Orchid. It is pretty common on the Naga, but he's unsure if he can even get a kill, so he's just going for the more farm-oriented, making sure to get the heart early on, and then try to fight. But seems like a big lead for EG that is killing another hero right now. They just don't stop, and they had nothing to fear right now.
Literally nothing. They are just all over Thunder Awaken. 7k gold lead at 15 minutes in. It's just going from bad to worse here for TA, and
One
they've
more.
never picked up their Wisdom Room, which is still bottom. And they're not done. Another kill onto the Skywrath. This is just an absolute beatdown and a half with the Kappa wave. They're going to take down this tier 2. There's no glyph to try and delay this out anymore. And Ag's now even completed up for Seasmar, who immediately puts it to effect, tosses in Matthew straight on top of MJZ. They find another kill on towards the CM. Going for a little Meteor play, but that is all Slatum can do. He's been gaming for 16 minutes to do that one Concoction Meteor play.
That is the first one, and nothing happens. And this, this axe and this gobble is gonna be huge. You're gonna throw in Clockworks. You're gonna throw in the Beastmaster too. Is really useful to get the roar. in the sequence, and I don't know. Really feels like this game TA has nothing to do.
Under attack.
I think the items that they went for are not good.
Is under attack.
This is a good or an interesting strategy. I'm not gonna say good because it's definitely not working, but they tried something new, but it is hard right now. It's really tough, especially on
is.
the Alchemist.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't feel like any sort of game for the Alchemist. Actually, it looks like down the bot trying to get killed. Meanwhile, actually, the Skyraf dies
Found
in the
the
mid lane, but
Naga.
down bottom, Knight nearly got a solo kill onto Matthew, but even he's able to disengage. And the Naga desperately trying to wait. Oh, the Hawk actually tanks the hook. What?
You will make a nice.
All right, someone report that Beast Smile. So who put that Hawk there? But still, Seaswell's not giving up. He's found him. The TP, can he cancel
too
it?
Close.
Oh, no way. Hey, at least they get away. And now, actually, Knight, they've just found Pakal solo up top. They dropped the Global Silence. There is going to be the immediate usage of the Sunder, but is there a counter for the TP? Yes, there is. TP goes down. That's 1,000 gold. That's not too bad. All right, that's the beginnings of the path of recovery, but it's still a long way to go.
Yes, and it is also the right hero to get the bounty, right? You wanted to get the gold on the Naga, you got it, but now still a way too big of a path to try to come back in this game, and they'll try. Matthew.
Immediate point
Oh,
blank,
God.
gobble up, spit out, lands onto two with the cog. They're just dead. I look off to the side, trying to. Actually, Knight is still alive somehow. Eventually, the Sky dies. And can they at least get the counter kill on towards the clock? They do. The only thing the CK could do is run into the jaws of death, because he will eventually be brought down. 3 more people gone for Thunder Awakens. And all they get for his support clockwork.
Radiant's
Oh, great.
tower has fallen.
And C-Smile, this is a build that he knows, and it was not patched. This is pretty good, man. You don't have to sell anything. As Wingblade said, you only need the Axe plus the BKB. Later on, you can also go for damage if you want to get use of the Lil Shredder talents. And I do think Snapfire, she's gonna do it again. The win.
Oh, jump in. Okay, silence
save.
was there, so at least we can't get a kill this time. Goes back out. But the Thunder Awaken's Wisdom Room has been sat there for ages. No one's gone to pick it up, which I find kind of questionable. Because surely
Same
they
for
need some
EG,
XP
right?
to help balance this game. It's true, yeah. No one's gone there at all. Very odd.
You're probably thinking that AG is dominating the map so much that they already got it. No.
That's true. That is true. Well, actually, maybe the Naga illusion up top will spot that top Wisdom Rune. Maybe you can just deny it at the very least. I don't know. It's just everyone's doing their absolute best to avoid these runes. Like they're the plague. No one wants to go near them.
You will make
Say that,
a
and
nice.
the Skyraf will find theirs. Hooray! Nearly in time for another one to spawn.
And this man, he's level starved. He was even lower level than the CM.
Which is very rough. In the mid, Whisper was getting gone on. They did the concoction into hammer combo, but Whisper just walks it off because he does not care at all. Yeah, maybe this little alchemist build was like, maybe it was a bit of theory craft, you know. They're like, yeah, we're not sure how this will work out. Let's try it. And now they know, and they're never going to do it again. Well, I hope they don't. Anyway.
Yeah, you've seen the armlet on the alchemist mid, and by the way, he's gone. I'm sorry.
Yep. Cogged and roared and dead. Down he goes. F number 5 for him. Now 10,000 gold behind. Meanwhile, the guys just finds the solo kill on towards the Skyraf. And do they just go Roche right now and start pushing, or do they even need to bother wasting time with Roche?
They should. They should. It is the best use of the meta right now, because these towers, I don't think anybody was going to defend anyway, so might as well get Roche.
Yeah. Let's see if, well, we're not going to see it, but, you know, if there's ever a way for Thunder Awakens to come back in, is to do what EG did game number 1 and try and snatch this away, but it's just not going to happen. Aegis into the hands of Bakaz. And then the impossible task of bringing down this team just gets even harder right now.
Radiant's top
Did
tower
they
Surely
match the
this game is
first
not
one,
long
or
for the world.
was it the second? Was it this? It was the second, right?
Was it second?
Yeah, I don't remember. I do remember the play by Pakas, like focusing the Roche, but now Pakas is
Yeah.
on the team that has the hefty lead, so he's fine. No need to make plays right
No
now.
need to.
under attack. Dyer's bottom
Yeah, no need to risk anything like that. Just play like normal. Yeah, they're just going to go straight for the high ground. They don't even have meta still for another 75 seconds, but they don't need it at all. Just going straight up there. These are making sure to stagger the little shredder hits to keep the up minus armored up.
Radiant's top tower
On Glyph, and it will force them to disengage, but there's another creep wave here, so EG don't have to go fast, straight back to hitting these buildings. They have actually now brought back the Nagasara, but the
Matthew.
Goblin Spout from Matthew. He's in deep silence up, maybe in some danger. The Mormons Kiss is raining in. The two supports inside of Thunder Awakens have to run away. The Meteor Hammer hits onto 3, but it does 0 things. Absolutely nothing right now because it's just AFK hitting buildings. Song of the Siren
Does nothing.
do what? Yeah, I don't know. Just singing a little song. Maybe serenading the end of this game right now as the Raw lands onto Eilert, gets forced half away. It's a long fight with nobody dying right now. Slayham does find a concoction forwards. Matthew stuck in place with the Mystic Flare, but the Force Staff brings him to safety. Getting poked from the high ground though. Maybe they could bring him down. He's still alive. Eventually he falls. The TB Illusions nearly killing up Slayham. He's able to survive. No, he's not. Panda actually gets the final touch with the last word. It's a 1-for-1 trade. No Alchemist, no buyback. Do EG keep pushing? Or do they care?
do.
It doesn't look like it. They're going up. Meta now pops. These buildings surely can't last for long. Cookie
Hey,
actually falls
Naga.
on the illusion. Knight, he will manage to get himself away. Very close though. MJ said those right clicks on the TB hurt like hell. He's able to just walk away because he's like, I don't want to hit buildings, man. I just want to kill people, apparently. Can't find anyone
one
though, as
more
every
kill.
single person with Thunder Awaken runs away.
So there's no way they're stopping, right? You're gonna get the full use of this meta pushing the towers. Global. TB, now he's
this
ahead.
spare point blank. Knight's still able to retreat. MZ not going to be so lucky. Slave actually jumping in. Mystic Flare on top. And look at the damage on top of Kaz. It's nothing. Literally
You can
0
call it.
damage done. Tier 3 is going to fall. Eilert trying to make something happen. It's not going to work. Roar on to slay him for good measure. He will die. Hookshot lands on towards the Naga. And I don't think, yeah, we're going to see those two little letters momentarily. Not even trying to get a high five at the very end. But there it is. GG is called, and EG take the series in a very clean 2-0. Oh,
This game
I mean, it
was easy. Nothing
Yeah,
much to
it
say.
was.
Like,
so even when Thunder Awakens have an amazing start, they can't win. Even when they have a bad start, they can't win. Just, is there any way that any team can take a victory off of EG? Because they just seem so unstoppable right now.
the only team that could beat them is Beast Coast. I was really impressed by the first game of Thunder Awaken, right? But they couldn't finish it up. Then they lose, and now this game, I don't think they came expecting to win, right? They were just, yeah, I think we lost our shot. We'll just try something new. If it doesn't click, it doesn't click, and that is it. So they tried something new, right? This Alchemist, CK offlane, but yeah, this one was quick and easy.
Yeah, it definitely was. I mean, I feel like they got to be happy at the very least of how close that game number 1 actually was, though. I think that is
Are
something
they?
they definitely have to take away from the series. I mean, you got to look at the brighter side, you know, silver linings, anything that keeps your spirits high. But I mean, surely they've learned some lessons as well. Alchemist mid plus Meteor Hammer is a big lesson to learn. Never to do it again.
Yes, you gotta look at the glass half full, right? Almost won the first game,
Yeah.
tried something, it doesn't work. Let's not do it, and it is fine. It's not like they expected to win, right? It is EG. They're the top dogs, so getting a close game is a really good result, at least in my opinion. Of course, you want to win, but you have to be realistic, and we'll just be looking out for the EG Beast Coast, right? That is when the real challenge happens.
Yeah, I think we're still quite quite a ways away from that matchup. It's like one of the last matches of the dates, but for good reason, because that's going to be the real highlight. But even still, it was a 2-0 finish here at the end of this series, guys. EG keeping their 100% win rate. But that obviously is the end of it. And let us pass it back on over to the panel of Lil, Ace, and Wingblade.
Thank you very much, lads. That was a quick one. Apparently, Thunder Awaken, they couldn't recover from game number 1, it seemed like, Ace.
I mean, this draft, very strange. Last pick, CK. Not sure what the plan was here by their side, but it didn't work. I think the casters said it all. This was a fun play.
Yeah. It was an interesting approach, and I salute them for experimenting. But this EG draft, it was just so strong. If there was ever an outdraft, this was it. And if you give EG a finger, they take the entire hand. Just no space to move on the map. Just such clean execution. They show that they've still got it after the major. It wasn't just a fluke. They still look insanely good.
Of course. My question for you, Wingblade, is if you want to experience new things, don't you do it on game 1? Wouldn't you do the CK off lane and stuff on the first game of the series that you can manage to lose and still come back later?
I think that's what you do. No, I actually don't think you ever do that. I feel like the second game is way better for it, because either you're 1-0 behind and you're like, oh, we need to change something because this is not working, so you experiment, or you're a game ahead and you can be like, we can still lose a game and then it's gonna be fine and then we still win the series. But in the first game, it's just too scary because you don't want to lose a series because you did some meme shit in the first game.
Yeah. There's not many teams on the world that can beat EG if they lose the laning stage. If you lose the laning stage against EG, the game just gets very hard, and Thunder just could not take it with these heroes. This Alchemist build also, I wasn't sure what the plan was, because when 9, for example, plays at mid, he goes Armlet, he goes Blink, he goes BKB, he roams around, try to gank the lanes, he goes bottle, but I'm not sure what Zlatan's plan was here on the first one, but as we saw, it didn't work. Now they gotta look to face, I think, Beast Coast on the 25 or 21, because that's the other team they gotta beat if they're dreaming on get the major spot.
Yeah, I mean the strategy for Thunder, it was kind of all over the place. We couldn't figure out what they wanted. I'm not even sure if they knew what they were going for. But yeah, I still miss that hero you mentioned, Wingblade, the Crimson Builder, the one that can hold the push and stall the game. We didn't... I don't think CK was that hero.
Sure it wasn't. Even as a ganker, the hero just lacks range. The hero doesn't do that much damage if he doesn't have the Phantasm online, so I don't know.
It was a good shot. At least on game 1, obviously. It was a good try from Thunder Awaken, but yeah, EG, top dog of the region. It is the team that you gotta try and beat in order to go to Bali. Let's see if Beast Coast, of course, there are many teams yet to fight them, but we all are looking forward to the Beast Coast match, because that's where things can get spicy. And yeah, thank you very much, Ace and Wingblade. That's it from us for this series. Of course, we're gonna hop in a quick break. Not that quick, actually. Kind of a long one. And we'll be back with Infinity and Mad Kings. So stay tuned.